And that was a bucket drop.
Hello everybody, how we doing? This is today's toolbox. The title of it is House Brush Ready. That's what he told me.
House brushes at the ready.
Oh, house brushes at the ready. Okay guys. So anyway, it's good to see y'all. And for those that saw me yesterday, hello again. 2 days of ed. This is a full week of treats. And tomorrow night I'll be back on too. I'm seeming to end up being this sort of go-to guy for this show. So hello everybody. My name is Ed Pugh, president here at Reaper. This is Toolbox and we're going to paint. I'd hoped to find, I thought we had around here an old TSR beholder. Couldn't find it, so we're going to find our, today we're going to paint, if you do the downward camera.
Yeah.
We have two, we're going to play with two then. And one is a dark watcher, and then the other is just a bed mimic kind of thing. And we'll play with those and we'll see where it goes and things like that.
Real quick though, too, before you get too deep into this, because people will ask. Although it looks like the counter is broken at the bottom again, so I have to fix it. If we hit 20 subs today, and that includes resubs, so I'm already counting all the people that are in chat now, includes resubs. Yeah. If we hit 20, then we are going to give away the 2 minis that he is painting to 2 people.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, there you go.
So, anyway, what I'm going to play with today is purples, and on this guy, on the watcher. I'm just going to play. I've got an idea that it's more lighter at the bottom, and we'll use some of the spots and things like that to play with, and then sort of a darker shade. He's almost sort of a two-tone kind of a creature. We'll go with that. The actual minis are copies of the minis.
The actual minis.
Yeah, these are actual. Yeah.
No, they mean like, do they get that mini or do they get...
No, you'll get this mini.
Yes,
you will get the one that I'm working on, whether it's finished painted or not. And so anyway, we'll do that and we'll go from there. Now with both these creatures, they're unique in as much as that, I don't know, to me it was just an old thing, is you're going to paint how you get dressed or whatever. I'm going to start with actually the interior of both their gaping mouths here and work my way to the outside.
Thank you, Malin. It's a gift bomb. Malin hit us with a gift bomb.
Oh, well thank you. Thank you, Malin. So we'll work with, let me get this, I meant to do this beforehand. And we got all sorts of noises in the background today.
Yeah, excuse the vacuuming. The cleaning ladies are here.
The cleaning crews are working the halls. They're normally here about this time anyway, but they don't get upstairs, I guess. So I've never heard Ann talk about it.
No, but they're blazing fast at what they do. So they're usually
they
are
in professionals.
They are very much professionals.
As opposed to Ron and I Thursday night, they are professionals. So I hope everybody's having fun today. What I'm going to do is wash this paint in, or what I call paint washing. We're going to stain it. It's got a white in there.
Thank you, Bug Lips.
And the way I'm going to do this is actually play with it a little bit and see that the paint will hit and do what I want it to do, which is sort of fade in. I don't know if you can see that, but it's it's sort of fading on it. Probably water a little bit more. So it's not really a wash. We're just thinning the paint down really, really well. And then we'll just go in here. We'll make sure y'all can see. There we go. And you sort of do that. And if it's too thin, you just go onto this side here on this. There's the paint, there's the thin paint. If it looks like it's getting too thin or it's not working the way it's supposed to, I can either add more water or add more paint.
Someone wanted to know if you would instead just use all of the holiday colors.
I could, but I don't have them up here.
I can get them for you
if you'll get them. We can work them in. I see 2. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That would be fun. We could try with that. Hopefully there's a holiday pink, because I've already started.
There's not.
Well, then we'll have to keep it pink. But that'd be a sort of a fun challenge. Why don't you see if you can text somebody and get them to bring up a set?
All right, let me see here. Oh, that's true. Mocha, the set we had up here, Mocha took with her because I told her she could have it.
Yeah.
And she's in chat, by the way.
Oh, well, hello, Mocha. So, anyway, I will do this, and then I'm going to get this, sit down and let it dry. I think we just about got it. Close enough. Get on the tongue. Not worried about where it is, but I just don't want it to be too dark and intense. I do want some of, as it dries, some of the white to fade back through the primer. You can start to see like at the top of the mouth, the little darker areas, things like that area. Just sort of gives it a little bit more texture. We'll do the same over here. Have you texted somebody to get a set of the holiday colors?
Working on it now.
Okay. And the holidays are already here. I already know all of y'all are ready for Christmas. I know you are. You've already got your shopping out of the way. I'm usually the only person on the planet that's not. All right. There's nothing really exciting going on around here, just a lot of people running. I mean, it's been really, really busy. So we're never going to complain about that. We did set a record, though. I didn't see, this is just what I was heard. I didn't go out and get numbers on it or anything. But apparently on Monday, our Cyber Monday or whatever, just our special, when we turned everything on, set a record for the busiest day we've ever had. So that was fun. Well, fun for all of us. If you walk through the internet area, if you stop too long, they put a box in your hand and a piece of paper until you go pull the order. And I actually went out there and did pull several orders to keep it going. And if you've ever taken a tour, it's not that big of an area. So when you get 8, 9 people in there and they're all running, it does get filled.
Oh, there's Rhonda. Rhonda's watching you paint.
Oh. Man, we got Mocha in here. Man, now you're turning the pressure on. We've got Mocha in here.
Proctor's in here too, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And they're all being hypercritical.
I wouldn't doubt it. Proctor's probably the best critic out there for me because he varnishes it. He sort of lies to me and says, "Oh no, that was a very good paint job you put there." So sometimes I think I should have done this beforehand. All right. So we've got that and we've got that, but now they've got the colors here, so let's see what we have
Thank
to
you,
work
Malin.
with. That'd be a fun challenge. What do we have?
Malin hit us with another gift bomb.
Really? Man.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She is. They're getting them open. All right. So what we'll do here is we'll try and use all of the colors or just only use the colors in the gift set. So everything I said earlier, I'm moving all my paints that I have in front of here that you can't see. I'm moving them out of the way. So what do we have on the paint set? Is this all of them? Because does this have all of the...
Yeah, it even has the 2 that are in the...
All right. So for those that can see it, this is what we're going to open up. So we have the wreath, the cookie, glow, berry, white, black, blue, brown, fire, and sparkling snow.
Real question for you, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Since we can put you on the spot here, are we going to sell coal black by itself by any chance?
Wow.
That's really on the spot.
That's really, yeah. Because that's that kind of question that if I answer it wrong when I leave here, I have a long line of people to go through and explain stuff to. I'll venture to say yes, that generally in some sets only contain that. But on the Christmas holiday colors, I don't know if they only come out once a year or not. So honestly, I don't know. But you know what you can do is run downstairs and ask Cindy. Because if anybody knows, it's going to be Cindy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. So if we do this sort of challenge and they've all got to be here, I've got to rethink what I'm going to do.
Also, what's the SKU on that since it's available now, right, Ed? Isn't it available?
Yeah, yeah. It was turned on. Stock number is 9973.
9973, everybody.
Yeah.
I'll get a link for you real quick, but it is a 9973 holiday paint set.
It's very pop. I do know they made up the first batch, and this morning I caught wind that they were already almost out of it, and that the kit shop was running around mad trying to put together more. And they're having to go pick up cases, because we get the cases manufactured down in Merving. It's our tool and all that, but we don't have a machine yet that'll run that size of a mold. So Brother Dave was on the phone madly talking with him, and I was in the shop. We had to build Gaylords, which is basically a big cardboard box that's stapled to a pallet. And we had to get some of those in line. to get them down there because he didn't have enough to put them in, and we're now run, go get them, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, if we're going to go with a festive theme, the bed would be easy as a festive theme. That's not good. So the challenge is going to be this one. We'll figure out which colors work good together, and we'll break it.
Thank you for the sub, Jedi Jared.
I'm really liking the green. I don't know if we could do anything. I mean, we just basically make him green, and white would work, and then we could accent it with red. So that would work. And what else would go with it? We need to lighten some frosting snow.
Actually, Dave Dwyer?
Uh-huh.
Davey Dwyer. Actually, there is a hashtag free today, thanks to the people who resubbed, and both Buglips and Malin chipping in huge to basically obliterate the goal.
Oh, we already hit it. Oh,
we already hit the goal, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Once again, I set goals and they knock them down. So, thanks, guys.
All right. Let me get these over here. Now we'll get serious. So we're going to use these colors only. That's interesting. There's a thing we're going to probably do next year that they did at the Australian PAX, which is they sold blindly. It's not dry enough yet then.
Also, the giveaway is it's now live. It wasn't live until just now. So
Oh, okay.
type hashtag free.
So, yeah, that is a lot wider. Anyway, in Australia, I'll have to come back. I hate waiting for paint to dry. Then tell you what, we'll just
Why,
continue
yes,
to
it
make
is,
our
Malin.
mess. Let's get some color on him. Not what I expected out of it. I should have taken the time to shake it. There we go. And let's go over and look at this paint. Okay. We're going to do the same thing we did with the pink. Pull some over. Yeah, this should work as we're going along. Can we see? Yes.
Yeah, it looks as if Moobot may be trying to catch up on messages, but it definitely is working. You guys are
Now, I'm
well
not,
there.
also, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I usually only try and talk over Ron.
No, it's okay. It happens.
Anyway, I was going to say, I'm not reading the chat, so if you have anything and say anything in there, you need to get Justin, he can read it out, so I can focus on keeping this going. Anyway, I was going to tell y'all, in Australia at the PAX, they sell blindly. You get 3 colors. They have a big tub. How they put these together is a little small cardboard box. They grab a random mini, and then they get out random 3 colors out of this big chest and put them in the box, close it up, and then an entry form. And what you're challenged to do is you can only use those 3 colors to paint with. And you have to finish painting your mini. And then they have a contest, and they give away good prizes. I think the grand prize this last year was a Maldacar at the PAX. This is the PAX in Australia. So they do an awesome job, and it was a lot of fun, and the pictures were great. But some of the stuff I had, I wish I'd thought of this beforehand. I could have sent you all some pictures of. But there was a really innovative person that ended up with 2 shades of blue and a very dark purple. And so to paint the whole mini, but to add some contrast to it, after they finished painting it, they went back in and scratched the paint off with something like a very, I don't know, pen, a knife, something, and made little patterns inside of on the surface. So they ended up getting a 4th color out of it with that white, and the white provided the contrast. So they made this really sort of faded in the night or in the sunset, just a really light textured with some dark accents from the purple, and then added that white. And it came off just like really awesome. And I think they won the big prize too.
Comrade Corey wants to know if you're going to do this at PAX South.
No.
No.
We're not going to be at PAX South this year.
We're not going to be at PAX
Not
South?
at PAX South this year,
Oh,
no.
no. We are going to be at TwitchCon, though, right? Next year?
Yeah, that's yours, if that happens.
Yeah. I
No,
believe
the next show will be at Adepticon. That was where the show schedule started for this year, was Adepticon. And then the plans right now will be at Origins, and we'll be at PAX Unplugged.
And because it's something we often talk about, but we've never really kind of taken a poll or asked our audience about it. But how would our audience feel about any sort of coverage of those events? So if hypothetically, and this is completely hypothetically, we were to stream there and it were, from the standpoint of the con, or even like film some and put it on YouTube later, do you guys like that kind of content, or do you really just like when we paint? Or do like, toolbox stuff or updates? Because if you like that kind of content, then, we've considered covering those sorts of things.
Well, I think there was a discussion at one time about just putting a camera up in the booth.
Yeah, there
That
you
people
go.
could just tune in at random during any of the hours, just sort of see what's going on.
Absolutely. Kind of like we did when we did the fulfillment, right?
Yeah.
When it's kind of a fly on the...
And there is talk right now about, it comes up periodically of us putting a camera out there in the shop just so they could watch. Yeah.
So a good example for this would be when Collins and I covered the PAC South stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys saw that episode, that was, oh wow, how long ago was that? That was
A year ago.
Yeah, it was a while.
It's about time for that.
Yeah. So basically, if you go back and watch that episode, Collins and I covered that con. That was PAC South. And if you guys liked that type of thing, then that's kind of what we're talking about.
But y'all walked from booth to booth. Are you talking about doing that again? Is that what you're asking? Or are you
it's really kind of driven by the community. I think that if that's something that they find interesting, then maybe we consider it.
Yeah.
We
we
did a lot of interviews of people
did
at that time.
Correct. We did a lot of interviews of other booths, and we actually didn't do a whole lot of like transitioning from booth to booth. We did more like just general coverage, and then we did interviews.
Well, there is a discussion then possibly about doing Adepticon.
Okay.
Games Workshop's gone back to Adepticon, and I think they're supposed to have a what do they call their paint contest? I can think of it now.
Golden Demon.
Golden Demons, yeah.
Well, that's
They're supposed to
Adepticon?
be. Supposed to be. That's what I'd heard. Don't read it too much. I've seen some titles in some articles, the headlines of a few articles that were sort of saying that.
Oh, so Justin can submit his tile that he worked hard on.
And I can get the award.
Oh yeah. If there is an award.
Usually, from what I've seen, it's a pretty tough nut. There's some really good people show up, and a lot of really good work is done. And I like seeing Games Workshop come back. Their absence was duly noted on the show circuit and things like that. I don't do a lot of their stuff myself, but I really like it. I read some and paint. I've painted some of Justin's stuff, painted just stuff fun to paint. So anyway, let me put this before I put him there to dry. You can see what we did with the green. This was the holiday Christmas wreath green. And I just thinned the paint down, but it's not really a wash. It's actually more of a stain than anything. And I've just tacked it all in, but it now needs, because it's so watery, it does now need to sort of sit and dry. So I'll take it off, and now we can go over to this one. This is why I like to do two at a time. I have zero patience. So what we have here is a bed that is becoming somebody's nightmare. So, we can do the regular brown. We could do it in a stock way, like a brown with some gold leaf or stuff like that you'd expect a bed to be, but I don't know. What are they thinking? They know the color palette. Anybody else going to throw something out there? Otherwise, I'm going to go with something a little bit brighter than just dark brown with gold. This is ginger cookie. That could work.
Bed mimics go well with ginger cookies.
Yeah. Let's see, antique white, like a princess bed. That could work, except I have peppermint white. Could do that.
Yes, Ilgita, there is actually. There's now a giveaway.
And we do have a sparkling snow, and I don't know what sparkling snow does, so I'm going to find out. I believe it's going to be a metallic, or at least have some shade to it. Let's see what we get out of this. Oh, it's I like that. And it's called Sparkling Snow. That would be let's see what it does here on the bottom. Oh yeah, it's got a metallic to it.
I don't know why MooBot's not sending out notifications, but it's definitely taking all the entries in. We have Currently, we have 86 entries. So if you
It's
haven't,
almost like a clear.
if
But
you
that
guys
gives me an
haven't
idea.
typed hashtag free, go ahead and do it now.
So if we're going to go with a princess bed, and I guess we either found out what happened to the princess, or it's a bad night for the prince, either way. Let's go with the peppermint white, like you said. White's such a hard color to paint with, though. I usually, for me, like to get it just a little off center. Stark white just always looks odd, but if we're going to put that on top of it, that should help. That'll just sort of brighten it up. And don't want to go brown. I got a tad of yellow. Could go gray or blue. That would be a good. We'll do that. I don't know why. That's just me. I found that just pure white is just an awkward color. So, y'all can see, well, so this is so overexposed. I'm going to move this down some. Which way does the exposure go?
For the exposure, you want to go to the right if you're
Yeah,
trying to.
will it work in this mode? If not, no, it's not. All right. They'll just have to trust. But I've shifted it. While this looks white, this looks like a shadow, and that's actually the color shift there that it'll go to, and then we'll get it on here. Now, when it goes on, it's going to look white because it doesn't have anything to compare against it, which is a nice thing about it, but it doesn't have that super, super stark white cheap look, I guess. I don't know what to call it. You gonna get it? Did you get it to move?
You were on focus.
Oh, okay. There, that works a little bit better. I can see. You can now see the contrast between the two. And that's just me. That's a personal preference that I've got, that I've just sort of developed over the years. Why, I don't know.
No, Shitakami, we're not giving away the paint set. We are giving away the 2 minis that Ed is painting.
Actually, we could put it back in and you could give it away. It'll be just used, whichever ones I've used.
Well, you know what? You know what? Let's do
Let's
that.
do that.
We'll add a third thing to this giveaway, and it's the used paint set that Ed is using right now.
See? That's why Ron hates it when he's not around to keep it in control. Because I can hear him now. Good Lord. I know he's not listening because he's at lunch, so I can do my Ron impersonation.
Don't forget, hashtag free.
We also have a little extra time today that I'm normally used to. I'm usually used to trying to work within an hour, and I found out right before we started that we have an hour and a half. So we'll work with that.
Also, they want to know if you'll sign the paint set.
Sign the paint set?
Yes.
Okay. That's true. I will. So I don't know if you're catching, but you can see now how much whiter it is. The primer that was on there was a white primer, but it was a little off. But I put it on really light, and so the color of the piece itself, which is actually sort of a weird green-yellow, is coming through. But I think we can end up with a nice princess bed. I'm trying to think of an ornate pattern. I just might have to put some swirls on there.
The Monet said, might as well throw in the house brush, too. We can't give away the house brush.
No, we can't do that, man. I do need that. It's not something you use very often, but I mean, really, if you've got to do, like I used it that day on that one figure, which was the rock, the big, huge, the bird. The thing was massive. To get the effect you needed. And you can see I'll take just a tiny drop of that, and it's pretty intense. And when I start mixing it to the white, I'll just pull it down until I get it to where I want it to be.
They want to know what color you're tinting the...
It's the the frosty blue.
You want to show the camera?
Oh, here we go. That was the tint color. Which is sort of the challenge, too. That's some of the fun time when you are limited with what you can pick your colors from. You sort of have to make do with what you've got. not going to worry about too much on the legs just yet. I'm holding it. We'll deal with the top later. Just really the bed. So we'll get that done. And we're going to have to think, I've got an ornate pattern. Maybe we can do some holly and berries or something on the side of it.
Someone suggested that we do a paint pokey tool with your face on one side and Dave's face on the other.
On the other side? Yeah. How about we just get to let's do a pokey tool in production.
Yeah, that's
not
fair.
have this spot on. That'll please a lot of people.
That is true. People
Okay.
love the paint.
Now, as you
pokey
can
tool.
see on this guy, he's drying, and it's not so much like a wash as it is actually a stain is really what it's more of. So it stays on there a lot more, and we'll go from there. We'll let it give it a little bit more time to dry. Still see some wet areas. And I can go pull those out to help it along here. And we'll come back to him.
And to the people asking, we can't give away that pokey tool because we just opened that
I
one
just
up.
opened it, yes. I've got to use it.
And he wants to keep a hold of it so he can use it for
I'm
future.
building sort of a set. Before I was Fran, she would, I'd find, I'm going to sub because she's, whatever's going on. And I would just come up here and grab whatever I could. Now it's more of I'm making a little area with my stuff so I don't keep bringing stuff up here.
You know what? I like that, Trasharama. We need a Reaper Live #free t-shirt. It says Reaper Live, and then it says #free on it.
That works.
We need,
That would be fun.
we keep talking about this, but people have been begging for branded
Let me see.
merchandise for this kind of
I'm
stuff.
going to move the camera more this way because I, for whatever reason, am painting over here on this side.
Because I, for one, would wear a Reaper Live t-shirt as much time as I put into it.
I haven't done anything freehand in a jillion years. So we're definitely stepping out here. And it's a princess's bed, so it's not just going to be white. It'll have to have something on it. So I'm just going to give it this pattern. And then we'll dot it with some berries.
I won #free, but all I got was used paint.
Yeah, there we go.
I actually like the Bug Lips is my life coach t-shirt.
He's a lot of fun. He would be a good life coach for a lot of people.
His commentary in chat is pretty invaluable, in my opinion.
So really, we're not, this is sort of a nonsensical vine-ish leaf thing pattern. And
Evermeet, we would do that, but that requires planning of any kind. And since we often come up with giveaways on the spot, it would take some time to actually put the command in and for Moobot to actually implement it.
I do like the idea, though, of the T-shirt. I think that would be a good, because part of every show, we like doing the giveaways, but we run out of what it was designed to do. We were saying, okay, we've got a lot of these. This is the giveaway tonight, or we've got that, or this is new, and so this is special. And at the same time, we like to get a lot. I don't like to just say, okay, well, we're going to give away one thing tonight, and you've got 700 people in the channel. We'd want to give away 20 of something. So we're struggling with that to try and make it to where we can balance it out. But I think T-shirts would be fun, hats would be fun, stuff like that we could do a lot of.
Actually, Evermeet, I'm going to see what the delay is if I put it in to see if Moobot actually puts it in right away. So you guys can periodically type !giveaway and see if it does it. Also, #free for people who just joined, since we're nearly at 200 people.
Now, before I repeat that on the other side, I'm going to see what it's going to look like at the end. Make sure we want to go through the effort.
Hey, White Wolf, how you doing? Enjoy work.
That's right, I don't even know what time is it around the world. I usually keep track of it. It's going to be early evening, or mid-evening, I guess, in the UK. In the middle of the night in Australia.
Is White Wolf Joseph, though? Is that Joseph? I have no idea. It may not be, but...
White Wolf's an old RPG company. I don't know what Joseph's handle is. So, I think I can handle this. I've never been very good at doing anything freehand anyway, so I've got to sort of play with it. I usually try and plan it out and practice it. And
No, apparently White Wolf is Matt up in Canada. That's definitely not Joseph.
oh. And that'll be what we go with on the other side. That'll work. Let's go back to this guy. Yeah. Looks like it's getting dry. And I feel like I should be talking more, but I get started to get focused on this. So I wish I had a good, there's nothing really exciting today going on. Cav, for those that back the Cav Kickstarter, yeah, we'll go with this, is being fulfilled today here. The Cav boss, John Walker, and he's got his crew in here. And they're actually picking and pulling. Right now I think they're still sub-assembling terrain sets, and then they actually will start pulling later. So, what are you typing, Justin? Is anything fun?
I am trying to get this command to work right away versus, with a delay.
By the way, Anne is off this week on a cruise that they had booked months and months and months ago. Katie and Anne was going through a lot of stuff, and Katie was there to help her get through it. So
that's right. Katie's with her.
Yeah, so they planned to do a cruise together a long time ago just to try it out, I guess. I don't know. Now, where it is, where it's going, I have no idea, but that's where she is, somewhere on the water. Oh, man. Okay. Not enough, but too much is too much.
Oh, I think giveaway finally worked. There we go. Although it's got a cooldown on it, it looks like.
So all I did there was draw out a few random patterns, and I tried to match them since it's at the front of the bed on each side to get some symmetry a little bit. I mean, this is really just sort of junk to get in there, but that way when I go back, it at least has a little bit more of a planned out symmetry to it than the side, because the side's not side by side, so it doesn't really matter what I do there. Also, if you get a chance, I'll run through the rehash. We've got tomorrow, we have Sadie at, what is it, 3 o'clock? Justin? Or 1:30?
Yes. No, it's at 3.
It's at 3.
It's
and
3
she's
to
working
4.
through a Learn to Paint Kit 1. She's learning to paint, so she literally just took a Learn to Paint Kit 1 and is reading the instructions. And if Rhonda's watching it, don't tell her it's you, it'll freak her out. But so she's going to learn. And it's already, I saw her the other day up here with her boyfriend painting. So she's already getting hooked on the idea. And then Thursday and tomorrow night we'll do Reaper Live. That's Ron and I, and we'll go all of the new stuff and everything. And that's 6 to 7 our time. But then on Friday, that's sort of the big show. That wraps up the week. That's going to be John and Dave. And they cover it. Originally started, it wasn't even something any planned. It came out of the Kickstarter period when they were running that every day. So now they do, Kickstarter updates. They'll recap what's going on, if there's been anything new, wild, or exciting that's happened. Needless to say, we're having a lot of fun with Twitch around here. All right. And also, I like this because it gives me a reason to get out of the office and paint. Because normally, given left to my own device, I won't stay. I'm going to stop and go paint. I haven't done that in a long time, but this is sort of neat. We just need to get Ron in here.
Not yet, Keldor. We're still working on it. We applied, but it takes them quite a while to get back to you.
What is
They ask about Twitch partner.
Yeah. Been hearing a lot more and more about Mixer. I don't know if anybody actually goes over there. I haven't gone over there yet. That's the Microsoft version. I do know that they signed that Fortnite player. Was it Mixer? No, Ninja.
Ninja?
They got him over there. But I haven't tried it out. I don't know anything about it. I like sort of, time to decompress, just sort of surf Twitch, and you just never know what you're going to find. And because it's so successful, then there's always got to be somebody else jump in there.
What I find hilarious, though, about Mixer is that after having signed Ninja, that their numbers were not impacted meaningfully, nor were Twitch's. So it's like he fell through the cracks and became irrelevant.
And became irrelevant, but at the same time became very rich because he got a big deal. I don't remember what it was.
Really, it was like $9 million for 3 years or something like that.
Holy,
wow. It's insane for what he's doing. It's.
I've watched him several times. He's got a unique style to what he's doing. It's fun, and if you've played PvP or online games, especially Fortnite, I haven't done Fortnite, but I've done enough games to know that I could understand what he was doing and how he was setting up and he was moving. But it's an interesting show.
He definitely makes a lot of money. I will agree to that point.
Yeah. I do know.
I use Twitch for that primarily, though, Chef. I know Mixer is kind of up and coming, but it's still got a lot of bugs and issues. But Twitch has a much larger, more established audience.
But Microsoft's behind.
Correct.
So
right.
Bugs and all that aside, they're gonna tear it up before it's over with.
before it has a chance to even.
They'll win. I mean, they'll work it out. They're just gonna throw money at the Bugs. They'll keep throwing money at it if they've decided that's where they want to be. Okay, now we're gonna let that dry before I muck it up, and we're gonna go back over to our holiday Dark Watcher, or should we say Holiday Watcher? I guess now, and.
That's fair. That is, I forgot about that upside. That because it is a Microsoft run or owned, it's really convenient on the Xbox to use. So for people that own an Xbox, they can it's like bam, right there. Mixer.
I hadn't thought of that because I've seen that several times. So I'll get on and do Call of Duty and I'll and it never dawned on me go ahead and click that button. But it's usually because I'd rather play Call of Duty than explore something.
That is a very reasonable angle to take.
Oh man. My whole color combo got blown out. So, I'm going to make him more festive. I guess I should be saying it.
Also, Bayou Bengal, yes, this is the Dark Watcher. But I just sent you your raft that Ed made last week. So.
Oh, in the Tuesday terrain show?
Yes, Bayou Bengal is the one who won that.
I'm having a lot of fun with that because that stuff, again, something I haven't done and sat down in years to do. So it's a lot of fun to get back into it, but then be, in a way, forced to do it because I have to get up and do it. Let's see how this goes up here. I don't know if that's going to make it more festive.
At least I think Bayou Bengal was the winner. You know what? I'm not sure anymore. Pretty sure it was Bayou Bengal.
Well, I hope you're right. Otherwise, I'll be making a second
raft.
I was
about to say, otherwise, you're making a second raft to send Bayou Bengal, specifically. Yeah. Also, Buglips, I would watch you play World of Warships. I would entertain myself with that.
Never tried that. I did the World of Tanks. That was fun. They take themselves way too seriously.
Now, I do think that if you did that, Buglips, you would have to cosplay as a goblin, so you wouldn't reveal your, identity.
Okay. Yeah, that gets him some red in there. Turn that red without painting it. Get the gum line. All right. Can we see what we've got there? Looks a little gory, but I think when it dries, it'll be more of a festive red than a wet gore. And let's go back over to this.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of streamers that don't show their face. That's true.
That do what?
They don't show their face.
Oh, I was just choosing. Twitch streamer. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Twitch streamer or any streamers. Like you do not have to show your face. And there are some popular ones that don't show their face, like what is his name? He plays a lot of first-person shooters. I don't remember him. I've watched him a couple of times.
Sometimes for me, finding out what they really look like sort of spoiled it, because I've given you a personality and a look and
Lyric, that's who it is. It's Lyric
in the game, and all of a sudden to find out can mess with it. I know in Star Wars, because the original Star Wars of the not the one of the Republic, not SWOTR, Galaxies, did PvP in that for years, and that was a lot of smack talk, all the junk that goes with that back then. And one night we got on their servers, and they were just shocked to find out that I wasn't 12 years old. I think I spoiled it.
Oh, and also you weren't Britney Spears.
And I wasn't Britney Spears.
That's its own story for later.
That's an incredible. I can go ahead and tell it.
I mean, if you want to,
if I can sit here and do it, what happens is, because I can just keep doing this. What happens is there is and I honestly don't even know his real name. I just know he was a DJ out in L.A. And he goes and puts a press release out by going over and I guess finding out what the pattern of a Britney Spears press release is, and puts it out that she does this interview, and in just one sentence of the interview, she mentions she plays Star Wars Galaxies, and that she's on the Bria server, and so the whole Star Wars Galaxies community just goes absolutely berserk, and he's in our team speak, and I don't remember his handle. Let's call him Fred. So Fred's in there telling us about it and all this kind of stuff, and of course everybody's giggling, right? That they're falling for the troll and all this junk. So this goes on for a while, and what he ends up doing is scheduling a time that the character's going to get on the server, and they're going to go over to this town. Back then you could create cities, and he was going to be on as a while. That Britney Spears was going to be on as a while. And so now it's taking a whole different kind of turn. You're really getting sort of be like, this is mean. Let's just, most people would have backed away and stopped it, but he's a little too far in, I guess. So he goes and he puts up the guild hall and in the city, and they do all this stuff, and he stocks these vending machines with all these Britney Spears items that people can buy for just outrageous amounts of money. And but they'll say on them that item was made by Britney Spears, or her tune, whatever it was, I forgot the name, but. So she makes this grandiose entrance into the town, and with a whole list of, there's a whole escort that goes along with it, and a big limo, and all this kind of stuff. And so everybody's running around, and the server's packed, and you're seeing lag and everything else. So he takes the tune upstairs and puts it on this balcony of the guild hall that overlooked everything, which was technically, by the coding, you were outside. And not, even though you were still in the building, since you were on top of the roof or this big open balcony at the top, you're outside. And so then he ran back in and he locked the guild hall. And in so doing, he locked everybody on the top there. No one could leave. None of their tunes could leave or anything. And then he logged off. And of course, he's having all sorts of fun. He really thinks he's pulled one over everybody. And then the reality sets in. And the reality is Britney Spears people get a hold of this event, and the Sony people get a hold of this event, and the news gets a hold of this event. And next thing he knows, he's got the FBI, and he's got, just about every law enforcement agency they can are knocking at his door. So it didn't really work out as well as he thought, but that became part of the legend and lore of that server. So, okay. Now we're going to go in. And I have to almost have him sing a Christmas carol when he gets done.
Correct, Trash Rama.
What?
They said the moral of the story is you'll never announce Britney Spears on Reaper Toolbox.
Yeah. No, that the moral of the story is you can always take it one step too far.
Always.
Always. Oh, anyway, I do know that he didn't have to go to jail, but he did lose his job, and he did have to pay all sorts of court costs and fines. Because he got on the TeamSpeak, I'm going to say 6 months or a year later one night, and was telling everybody what happened. And it wasn't fun. All right. Okay, I got to wait for this to dry, and then we'll knock the teeth in. That's where we are right now. We've gone and done the sides. So it's not looking totally festive yet, but we will get to a festive point. On this one, we just did inside the mouth there to get it red. We have that popping around. We'll do the teeth. Still haven't figured out what to do on the eyes and the base, the headboard. But how much time do we have? Yeah, we're sort of running. I'd like to get them both done. So what we're going to do is accelerate here. Let's go ahead and get his eye out of the way. Eyes are always really, really infuriating, but he needs a festive eye. Let's see. I don't need coal black. Yeah, that would be, well, we'll need that. We use that blue. See if we can't make him look nice. So we had an update on the building. I gave everybody that yesterday. Mm-hmm. That's that one where we have this guy, we're waiting on one person to come up with this drainage plan, civil engineer. And then we can get going. And I mean, we're already, everything's falling apart as far as time schedules anyway, because we're waiting. And I go, and so Dave says, yes, I'll give him a call, we'll rattle his cage, this, that, and the other, and see where we are on that. Now, we went ahead to make sure this went fast, and we knew that it was fast. And we told him, dude, we'll prepay your bill. We want this done. It's got to be done fast. So I called him yesterday. It's been about, what did I say, about 2-3 weeks at least. And I'm really expecting him to tell me that this is, you know, it's going to be done in a day or two. Only to find out, when I call him up, he goes, oh, yeah, I haven't gotten the topographical on that. I should have done that. Thank you for calling me up. This needs to be thinned a little bit. And reminding me, I'll get right on that. So he hadn't even started it. So I was like, I don't need this. Okay. Eyes are, for me, a little bit different. We want him looking, okay, we'll just do him sort of straight on. Find a point. I guess we're seeing this. Okay, I'm using a light blue, and I just put my lines out. I don't even know if you can see them. They're really small and thin. But then from that, can you see? Can we get it to where it'll see?
Do you want to get it closer to the camera? Because I have it focused further down.
I'll just tell you what. I'll just go ahead and fill it on in. But anyway, I did 2 quick outlines and made sure that my curvature and everything was right. And this paint is just really too thick.
People were asking about the pledge manager for Bones 5.
I was told
Any update?
that we expect to have it in about 7 to 10 days. Will go up, complete. It's actually supposed to go up sooner, but when it first goes up, it will not be able to take PayPal. That coating has to be, because they're sort of their own beast. And so that will be something that's added, and it'll be fully operational within the next 10 days to a week. I mean, a week to 10 days. We haven't added anything extra yet to it. Normally on the pledge manager will go in. Now that I've made his iris, I don't know if you can see. I use such a light blue, it's hard to tell. It's there.
I can see it.
Can you? Okay. Because I'm looking at this monitor. That's right. This is not really a good monitor I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's also far away.
Okay. So we'll let that dry, and I'll put it down so I don't put my thumb in it. And we'll go back to him or her. It's coming together. And again, with that red, to get the contrast, all I did was just thin it down and just paint it like a stain on in that. What would be a good... we'll put blue as the accents here. We'll do the teeth. We'll put the light blue as the accents. We'll accent it with gold. So we really need to get his eyes, or hers. I don't know, what is this? Its eyes. I get to paint, I get lost in my own world. It was really weird. I'm learning to talk and paint. Normally I just sit here and stay in my own little world. Now what I do, this is just my preference. I really don't like to, when it's small like this, I really don't actually like to paint as much as get some paint and sort of push it into place and back off. Because for me, it's real hard to, it's real easy to just muddy up an eye by not getting it right the first time. And these brushes don't really want to cooperate either. I don't know where my brushes are. They're around here somewhere. These are literally come out of the paint club caddy down in the break room. I also got to make sure I don't turn around and stomp on the other eye. Most importantly, even if you don't get it filled, I think, is I want the lines to be smooth. I don't want the edges. Even if you go a little over the edge, if you've got a smooth line, it hides your sins. Okay, so we got that. Now we've got that. I'm going to take this and come back in. I don't know if I have anything better, really. I seem to go from small to gigantic over here in brush selection. Uh-oh. Is that gonna... No, it'll work.
By the way, did I tell you that I was still toying with the idea of setting up my own personal Twitch channel?
No.
To stream some classic video games at nighttime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought about it. And then I was like, eh.
Does anybody else do that?
Does anyone? No, not to my knowledge.
What kind of classic games would these be?
I don't know. Maybe Age of Empires. Maybe some... I was thinking about playing my way through, like, some old school games, like maybe some old disc games from the 2000s or 90s.
Oh, God.
Or maybe even, newer
do you even
stuff.
Have a CD on your...
I would find a way to make it work.
Oh.
But I would also play normal stuff, too, like, I don't know, like the new Call of Duty. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm still learning the new Call of Duty. I'm still on recruit level. I'm having to relearn a lot of the stuff. Or not really relearn it, just practice it till you can get smooth. So all we're going to do here is just clean up these lines, these areas.
I'd play back through Diablo 2. I love Diablo 2. I played the living hell out of that game.
I played it a couple of times. We also did Grim Dawn, which is a Diablo-esque kind of, but I don't really get to spend as much time playing as I'd like to. But it's like anything, time is a choice. All right. All right. So before I put my thumb in that, because I can see the end of this one coming, just let it dry some more. And let's go back to here, see if we can't get teeth started. Now here I'm probably just more white than anything, I guess. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. Pow. Every time I paint any kind of orb, I always think of the old Doom, Cacodemon and stuff. What tabletop games have you played, Justin? Y'all are doing GW. Have you done anything else besides that?
I don't. At this point, we don't really. I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of time for it. If I'm not up here doing the Reaper Live stuff, I'm at home playing like classic WoW right now.
Oh. Okay.
And if I'm not doing that, I'm actually cleaning my garage. Or here lately, I've been tuning my my compound bow.
I could see that. That's what I'm actually having to do. Is I'm getting ready to move, so I've spent a lot of time packing.
A brief look into the extracurricular stuff I do, since no one really knows what I do.
We talked about an episode, because a lot of people ask the question. We talked about doing one about what Reaper people do in their off time. It's quite amazing. We've got some really great professional cosplayers.
That's
here.
true.
We've got a lady that does on a professional level quilting. Has won lots of all sorts of international awards. Haven't really decided what to do with the lips yet. All right. Well, Justin, you're leaving me hanging here. You're not talking much.
I'm trying to read the. Well, also I'm trying to let you paint. I feel like you've been talking this whole time, and maybe you need to concentrate a little bit.
I'm concentrating. You talk, and I'll answer.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep going then. So what's up, guys? We're just gonna have our own side conversation here.
Well, I'm jealous.
I'm also reading chat because there's a lot of like long
Discussions.
of stuff going on. People are talking about Joust right now, and
Joust was a fun game.
it was actually. I think I played when they put the classics on the GameCube back in mid 2000s. I want to say early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
I think I played the one that was on the GameCube that they brought.
I was never any good at it, but I liked the theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember it being hard.
All right. Let's see how much time do we still. Okay, we're in the last 30 minutes. So these have to be finished enough to ship.
I've seen a couple of requests for this, and Malin kind of just brought it up too.
What?
People are requesting that we make a mini of Mama-san.
That's actually going to happen.
We are going to do that.
There's different things are already being thrown out. I mean, she is an icon and part of our legend and lore here. She used to ride on the carts, and she'd just get up on a gray cart, which are these I don't know how to describe them. They're just regular like little factory-looking carts, and they're plastic. But anyway, she'd get up on one, and of course, that would be whoever was working would just continue to push her around, and she's like driving on the cart. So that was a discussion. Jason, I think, was talking about doing a sculpture of her riding a cart, which I thought would be fun. Then there's also just talking about doing one in resin of her in her bed, curled up. Yeah, she had grown old, and as the vet told us, when Brother Dave and I took her up there, a neurological event had occurred. And Katie thought it was due that she'd been diagnosed recently with high blood pressure, but apparently it was pretty severe, and her retina had detached. So she was now blind on top of everything else. So now that did a little extra. So I need to put some streaks in here. What happened was I got a little bit too intense red on the tongue at the front, and so I'm going to pull it. It's not as pink, so I'm going to pull it in with some more red here, just by putting some streaks on it. I'm not going to paint it that red. It gives it a texture. So we're sort of there. That needs some more work to pull it in. I'm really at a loss with the eyebrows and lips. I don't really have a... I guess I've got a color over there. We could look at using Hearth Fire, which I don't know how well it works with the red, green, red, white, but we'll see. It is a monster. It can do what it wants to do. Let's finish the eye. Get that out of the way. Mama Sam was a lot of fun. Matt had found her. She had had a litter of kittens. He was able to rehome all the kittens. She was still young, but she was extremely aggressive and extremely loud.
Yeah, loudest for sure.
And so in turn, anytime he tried to take her home. I tried to take her home. Anybody else, she just couldn't deal with it. She always ended up wanting to come back to the shop. Now you got her up here, she calmed down, she'd go find her bed, and just go. It worked out well.
We like to joke downstairs too that on the production floor she was like the taskmaster. So like she'd walk to the factory screaming at people, and it's to get back to work.
Exactly. And that was really usually because she didn't like whatever food they'd put out, and this brush isn't going to work for that. And I don't have. Okay, wait a second. I can make this into one. I've got my toolbox down here from yesterday, and I'm going to find my scalpel. Ow.
Oh no. Did you just stab yourself with it?
Of course. But what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can see this yet, I'm going to go over here and actually just put a small point on the... There we go.
Don't try this at home, folks.
Yeah. As I said, when I'm just grabbing brushes, 99% of the time it'll work, but of course now you're down to doing an eye. And I don't want to do it twice.
Oh, that's awful, Michelle. Sorry to hear that. They apparently, a year ago, I think they said a year ago today.
Uh-huh.
No, this Thanksgiving. They lost their cat to a fire.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Any loss is bad, but a fire would be a...
It's particularly rough.
Yeah. Now, when I'm doing a large eye like this, what I'll do is I'll find the edge of the iris to put the pupil, and I just go in a curve, and I want to make sure I get it to maintain the same distance. And
I don't think I'll faint there, Baphomet. I'll just I have to rush across the room and make sure that he doesn't just show it to all of you on the camera. Go, oh, look at that! It's just gushing.
Oh,
it's like, look at that, guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with blood and pain. I would do that probably. My son is not. Tried to build a plastic kit one time. And so he dug out the knife, which was one of these type of scalpels I had in my toolkit. Now what I did is I've got the pupil, and I made the iris is actually sort of small. The pupil takes up a lot of it. But we get it in there. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. And so I have my dot, and it's really sort of designed to be looking straight down at the mini if it was level, assuming somebody was here in front of it. And we're going to go ahead and let that go. And I should probably use something darker for the iris, because that blue just came off way, way too close. Didn't get any contrast at all. And I think what we'll do is try this to see what it's going to be like. Oh yeah, that's going to be a terrible color, but we're going to use it anyway. Sort of a pumpkin orange.
Speaking of funny cat stories, last night actually I was I think it was a wrapper to something. It was some sort of small. It's like a Hershey. No, not a Hershey Kiss. It was bigger than that. It's like a plastic cookie wrapper or something like that. That I wadded into a ball, and my cat was already messing with me. So I kind of she has this little like home that sits in between our desks that she crawls up into. So I threw it in there because she was laying down in there finally after messing with me for the last 30 minutes, and I see her rustle around in there like almost like it was a cartoon. She hit the ceiling of it and she moved around. Next thing you know, I see her head emerge from it. It's in her mouth.
Oh,
and
man.
then she runs off with it to go play with it.
Oh, no.
My cat is kind of wacky. She's when it comes to trash, she cannot help herself.
All of them have a great personality. My cat's named Goose, and 16 years old. But she runs and plays, and we do laser dot. She's got this thing, it's a tunnel, and she can't fit. She fits in the tunnel, but the tunnel is about half her length. And we'll do the laser dot, and I'll just put it down, and she'll think that no one can see her because she can't see you. But even though you see the rest of her body hanging out. And
yeah.
So
that's crazy because every time you tell me your cat's 16 years old, she's very lithe.
Yeah.
She definitely does not seem to be 16. Still seems to be very active and sweet. What's the name of that orange?
Golden Harvest? No, Hearthfire. Wasn't even a harvest. I don't know where I got harvest. I think it's because when I opened it up and looked at it, it ends up coming off to me, at least up close, and he says, your color's good. It's just basically a pumpkin orange.
26. I could not imagine a cat living to 26.
Really? Wow.
That is insane.
Well, then there's hope for Goose yet. She can maybe set a new record. I won't write her off anytime soon.
Yeah, as long as you're, feeding her the right food and she gets the right attention and you keep being active. I think active is important.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's really easy just to kind of have a cat and
they,
never play with it or,
They become part of the furniture?
Correct.
Yeah, no.
Although my cat, I should have mentioned, my cat is a Siamese.
So she'll talk.
She's not super vocal. She likes to meow, but she's very it's very high pitched. Mama San's was like a low moan almost.
Yeah.
But no, my cat's she's not as vocal as you'd expect. She's more like she can't leave stuff alone. She fidgets. She actually opens doors. So you know how if you don't shut a door all the way and lift up to make sure that's assuming you have foundation problems. But anyway, you know how if you don't close the door all the way, she'll reach her paw under the door basically to lift the door up to wedge her paw under there.
To get around it?
And then pops the door open. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's kind of crazy. Oh, and likes to attack people when they come over. That's a real problem, actually. Most cats will run and hide until they acclimate, and then they come back. She will. She gets really aggressive when you walk in, and you have to stand there. Then she gets a smell of you, and then when she starts rubbing on your leg, then you're in the clear.
Oh.
But don't get too close to any surface where she can jump up and get near your shoulder or face or arm. She will just go to town on you.
Oh boy.
Oh, and there's Collins. Collins apparently he did. He fed my cat when I was at Disney World last year, and she apparently attacked him.
That's easy. If you've met Michael, one of the early urges after meeting him is to attack him. Well, it doesn't work. It seems to be working. This fire hearth color with the others. I know the bed will be easy to wrap up. This will, still a little ways to go to pull it together.
That's funny. A hallway is a minefield of cat toys. See, we stopped buying our cat toys because she just wouldn't. She would rather play with a Ferrero Rocher aluminum wrapper than she would any toys we buy her, except for the laser pointer. She likes the laser pointer, but she's really kind of low maintenance as far as toys.
That's with Goose. Give her a shoe box.
Oh, and as I found out recently, she really really, really likes the fletching on my arrows. And there's not feather; it's like polymer.
Right.
But she likes the fletching, as well as she likes the cables that are on my compound bow. So she'll like. I caught her this morning, I think it was. She was rubbing her face on it. Maybe because it didn't smell like her and it needed to. I don't know, but
Well, she's just claiming it was now her bow.
yeah, this is now mine.
It's her arrow. Yeah. That's how that works. No, goose for me was fine. I never, I was always a dog person, I guess, if I had to pick. And then she was dropped in about an inch, about 2 inches long, 3 inches long. Had to feed her with an eyedropper. So she really, and then just since then, just taking care of her. So.
Well, who said that? Someone. A Balrog. First of all, if she can draw my bow, then she can have it. I'm not even.
Yeah.
If she
Draws your
manages
bow, you
to
should
draw
leave.
my
Yeah.
my 70-pound draw weight comp, then you know what? I'll leave the house. She can have the house too. It's all hers.
Yeah.
It is. I'm done. I'm checking out. She can have all of it. And yeah, she is. We don't even have multiple cats, but she is rough to the cat tree that we have. I have to tighten all the bolts pretty much weekly because she just finds a way to loosen them. She just goes nuts on it.
All right. All right, so since we're still cleaning him up.
Thank you, Rhonda. That's perfect. I agree. She said that if my cat can use a bow, there's my Twitch channel.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what I'm
That's
putting
what you
on
need,
Twitch.
yeah. One time I was playing with Goose, I found what her asset for gameplay was. We were all doing Lord of the Rings online. And they had this thing where if you were to required to find something or whatever, and they sent you over to find some key or whatever, it was on the ground, it had these sparklies. And for whatever reason, that would stand out, and that she would pick up on those sparklies and start putting her paw up there.
I'm actually very allergic to cats. Siamese don't bother me because they're considered and I quote, hypoallergenic breed. But Siamese have always been a breed that just didn't bother me whatsoever. So I can't actually have, to my knowledge, except for maybe a Russian blue. I could have one of those, I think. Those are fine. But, there's just not that many that I can actually, hold and pet without just breaking out. Orange tabbies, for instance, are like the bubonic plague for me. I can't get anywhere near them. They will mess me up.
All right, so what are we down to? We got 15, so we got to pull this together.
Yes, we do. 13 minutes, actually. That's what you got.
Okay. What we're going to do is add a little now to that.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and draw for the giveaway.
Okay. I think we can get there. If not, it might be a couple of minutes past because we're really, I don't know if we can tell where we are using these colors. I'm getting ready to do his horns. We'll hit a dark brown too. All right, what is that? That's not really, it's the dark brown I have to use.
I actually had that happen too, Magnetic. I was allergic to shellfish up until last year. And then it just went away. Now I can eat. Now I'm eating shellfish all of the time because I can't get enough of it. Now I'm gonna end up allergic again because I'm overloading on shellfish.
Well, who knows? Maybe that's what's keeping you from, or that's allowing you to do it.
Is not eating it or eating?
No,
it?
is eating a ton of it.
Well, I mean, I went 16 years without touching it,
Oh.
and then now I can eat it again. So now I'm getting to re-experience lots of foods that I haven't had in a very, very long time. Basically, my adult life.
I sort of found that like when I was growing up, oh, I want to drink coffee, it's whatever. And you got to learn it. I just could never. I hated it. It just tasted terrible. I couldn't do it. Whatever. And the same with shellfish. And I just thought, well, okay, I'm never going to understand the lobster or whatever, and move on. And then years ago, I got an allergy exam, or whatever they call it, or allergy test, and they did the blood and everything, and they came back and said I was allergic to coffee and to shellfish, or at least to the lobster crab thing.
Yeah, and it's weird when you start to like eat a bunch of different things to find out what is classified as shellfish. So, for instance, Rhonda brought up scallops. That was basically the only thing I could eat for those 16 years that didn't make me swell up. And it's technically considered a mollusk, I believe. But interestingly enough, comes in a shell, but that's not what qualifies for shellfish, I guess. So it's
right. Yeah.
It was basically what I couldn't eat was all of the good stuff. So like shrimp, lobster, crab. I mean, I could eat clams and I could eat oysters, and I could eat scallops, but that was about it.
Did you blame your mother?
Yes, actually, because I feel like they fed me a lot of crab when I was young, which may have caused it. I don't know. And by crab, I mean like I would look forward to every year for my birthday we'd go to like Red Lobster. I'd end up with crab legs or something. And so yeah, you know what? Why not? I blame my mom.
There we go. The lady that allowed you to be on this planet.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the only price you had to pay for that existence was just not eat shellfish.
Someone wants that on a T-shirt actually, and they wanted to have it as a quote for you.
What?
I'm never going to understand the lobster, Ed Pugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's true. Actually, Ann used to write down a lot of my quotes. One of the favorite ones she kept, and I didn't even remember it until I saw it again, was, everybody calm down. We don't have enough information yet to make a crappy decision. And she wrote that on the board, and I came back through there one day and saw that.
That's great. Actually, zip zap, we are wrapping up here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So I have
all I did here, just so everybody can see, is I've got sort of I took some of the brown residual, a little bit of the yellow, a little bit of the white, and I made sort of a darker color down there. And then now I'm just going to more or less pull some of the white and the yellow, leave the brown out, on up the horn a little bit, and sort of feather them in. I'm not technically advanced enough here to be able to do like a wet blend, but I'll get that on there. And that's sort of where we are on this.
While you're doing that, Ed, I have our 3 winners.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to announce them here. So the first winner is going to get one of the minis. The second winner is going to get... Actually, you know what? We're going to mix it up. If you're one of these 3 people, you're going to get either a mini or you're going to get one of these, just this used paint set here. So, depending on what you value higher, one of these gifts may be really cool, much cooler than the other 2. Just depends. We'll see. All right, our first winner is NathanMckeehan. McKeehan? Yeah. Second winner is dysphemist. Dysphemist? Third winner is Micam91.
Well, congratulations.
Those are our 3 winners. And what do they do, Ed?
They send their name, their Twitch handle, and they have to email, and their physical address, or their mailing address, not their physical address, where they want it mailed, and they have to email that to you at reaperlive@reapermini.com.
Reaperlive
right, yeah.
reapermini.com.
I was getting ready to say, you have to mail it to reapermini at reapermini.com.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no, reaperlive@reapermini.com. And the address is actually the most important part with your Twitch handle. That's how he tracks it, and he does double check it and gets it to you. Without that, and you'd be amazed how many people just will send an email going, I won. It's like, well, yes, you did, but...
But who are you?
But who are you? Where do you live? Where do we ship this?
Yeah.
And in fact, too, don't you have a piece over there that we never got any info on?
Correct. There was your last...
yeah, you want to add that?
You know what? We'll draw a 4th, and this person gets... Let me grab it real quick.
Yeah. Or is it a random fic? This is just part of the mix, right?
Yes. Right here. This thing. People may recognize... This is what you created the house?
Yeah. This is
the house bush.
Yeah. Here. We'll put it up there. Here we go. There we go. So yes, this guy, if you can get him in
Bring it back.
towards me.
Yeah, towards like your info.
Oh, I'm in focus. So there we go. I'll just do that right in front of my. There we go. Well, here, just do this real quick. See if you can get it on the down picture. We did this guy in an hour. This is one of the first ones. I had about an hour to get him done. And so it was just a madhouse. And it was one of the ones that we used the house brush on.
Yeah, it's the first
Be
one,
able to
actually, that we
these-
did.
Is it the first one?
That's
Okay.
the first one you
There
used
you
the
go.
house
So
brush
that's
on.
the infamous one. And the person that won it apparently wasn't that impressed. So anyway, we'll try and give it away again, maybe.
All right, our last winner of Ed's, or one of the 4 items, is Kappa Miki. I don't know if that's. I'm just gonna announce it. That person. They want you to sign the.
I think we already
Rothros.
signed this one too. I did already sign that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll make sure I'll get all that.
Yeah,
I wanna
sign
finish up the,
everything.
yeah, sign everything. In fact, here, sign this piece of paper. And here's a check. Put your social security number on it. Okay. Let me get this done real quick. And then we'll put a fork in it and call it done. And what I'll do is I'll just finish the bases up after we sign off.
Okay.
For the base of that guy. I'll put some striations on him, or maybe we'll get there fast enough. I just got to get on her. I figure for the bed this part. Give it, and out of, again, if you can tell, yeah, it's just a light blue. We're going to give him a light blue top. For our princess bed.
Hey, Paul just whispered me on Twitch and said that next time he better win.
Which Paul?
Paul, the distribution Paul.
The Paul that's not supposed to be talking to anybody, Paul?
Bingo, yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Paul. I like that he's watching, though. I appreciate that. You don't pick the reward. It's going to be one of them at random, Nathan. That's the fun.
Actually, to do this, list of the 4 items in the order you'd want. And then maybe you'll end up with somebody that says their first pick is this, their first
You know
is
what?
that. And
I'm okay with that. So the 4 people that won, give me a priority list of the things on that, of what you want on the list. So if we happen to get a perfect submission of someone going this, and this, if everyone just makes the paint set their number 1, then,
we'll have to we'll figure it out. But
Correct.
nonetheless, at least it gives a shot.
Yes. I like that idea. Let's do that.
Because there's some that are going to want the paint and could give a hoot about this stuff.
Oh, Paul said in chat, I've been had. And you haven't really looked up at chat much, but here he is.
Yeah, he's been outed.
He's been outed, yeah. The fourth thing is you know what? Before we actually sign off, we'll show all 4 things.
Yeah.
That'll make it easier.
I've got a few more minutes if you want. I mean, let me go ahead and get some white on the teeth.
Paul just sent me a bunch of cat butt emojis. I don't know what that means, Ed.
It means don't go out with him Friday night.
Oh, okay. Any new updates to the Kickstarter, by the way?
Not that I have,
ask.
but that's not my area. Ron usually does that, and that flows through Dave, and I deal with the other side of the Kickstarter.
Actually, Tazlanch, that is who we're rating today, is Mocha Minis. So once it's done here in just a minute, we will be passing on over there.
I think the raid thing is really cool. A couple of weeks ago, I was watching one night, and they did a raid, and I was watching this person paint, and they were about 70 people in that room, and they raided to the next room, and that person only had about 3 people painting. And it was late at night, but so it sort of struck me, it's like it almost woke him up, that all these people had shown up in his room. It's like, well, sorry to disturb you. I think this idea of only using those colors that were provided, it turned out pretty good. It's fun. Forces you to rethink it. I'd sort of already picked out in my brain what to do, so as not to waste a lot of time pondering. All right. these pearly whites going. Okay, so we have that. We'll call that. Let me put some. There we go.
Oh, she's actually painting with the holiday paint set as well. The one the one we gave her, yeah.
Oh wow. Well, good.
Although I doubt she's painting a bed mimic.
You never know.
What you?
I think we ended up being in a festive spirit here with this one.
I agree. What do you want to know, Josier? Or Josier K? Josie even? Or Jockey? Or Jay? I'm going to call you Jay. So what details would you like, Jay, about the wet palette? Because they were asking, by the way, Ed, about the wet palette.
Honestly, if I remember, I picked 5 or 6 of them up years ago at a Hobby Lobby, and they have a tray. It was deceptive how they see, because you're not seeing this part. What you see is just a white box, because there's a lid that'll snap on it as well.
Oh, yeah, it's not handmade. It's the one from I think it's the one from Hobby Lobby, or the one from that one website that Ann uses, or it's just a standard wet
Dick
palette.
Blick or something.
Yeah. And the paper that he's using is I don't know where he got that paper. He will come up with random things.
It's Baker's.
Sure it is.
I bet parchment paper.
I bet it is, Ed. I bet it is.
That's what I'm going with.
He wandered in with it, and
it works. Okay, good. I think we got it there. I mean, they'll have to touch it up accordingly. So let's move this, because this is so. Okay, so we have this one. I hope it doesn't wash out. I mean, it just looks so bad from mine.
No, it looks great over here. That's okay. Just your.
Okay, so we have that. We have that. That's the 2 we did today. We have this guy, which I guess is the first one I did with the house brush to get him going. And then we have, as the last part, would be that holiday paint set. Stick the corner in right there. There we go, that. So
if you won, which in this case, I can read the names again. As soon as I pull it up, let's see. If you won, then you send me an email with your physical address and your Twitch handle at reaperlive@reapermini.com. And in there, per Ed's suggestion, give me a priority list of the 4 things here. So if you really want the Dark Watcher there, or the Bed Mimic, or you really want this demon right here, just put them in a priority list. And if of the 4 people, if it works out, then great.
Yeah.
But you may not get your number 1 priority, obviously. If it comes down to multiple people wanting the paint set, I'm just going to roll the dice here.
Right, yeah. No, we'll figure out a way to do it. But anyway.
And remember, our 4 winners again are Cuppa Miki, Mike M91, Dysphemist, and Nathan McKeehan.
Well, congratulations to all of y'all. That'll be fun. Today was fun.
It was.
Without continuity, and we weren't too much over time, a couple minutes over. It
all
works.
Right. What about
everybody, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow night at 6 o'clock with Ron.
And we'll be giving away Ed's watch.
No, I've had this thing. This thing is
I bet
my dad wore this in Vietnam.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no, we aren't giving that away. So anyway, we'll see y'all tomorrow night. As said, we've got tomorrow at 3 o'clock is Sadie. And what is it? Does she have a name for the show? You keep telling me.
Painting Platinum.
Painting Platinum. Okay, good. Painting Platinum. Tomorrow night at 6 is Ron and I. And then Dave and John wrap it up at the end of the week with, what is theirs? Reaper, what do we call that? Reaperland is what it's going to end up being. So
Correct.
So anyway, y'all take care. Y'all stay safe. That's the important thing. And we will get this out. And if you have any questions, you send them to Justin. And I don't know when Ann's going to be back, but hopefully she'll be back next week. So there you go, guys. Have fun. Stay safe.
Now, hold on. Okay. We have a minor glitch here. Twitch is not letting me raid Mocha for some reason.
Uh-oh.
So I may just host her if it's not letting me raid. Let me refresh her. Unless her channel went down, then,
I don't know.
Hold on a sec. Oh, no, actually today was the official launch of. Wow, this is something else.
Well, tell us.
They launched a new creative dashboard for Twitch.
Oh.
So my interface a few seconds ago was something completely different than what it is now. So let me.
That's a really good excuse, but does it get you to the end?
Let's see. Let's see if this works now.
In anticipation.
It says something went wrong. So
Well.
yeah, I don't know.
All right, so I guess no raid this week.
No, I'm going to.
But you have
host
a few hours to figure out how to raid for tomorrow.
Sure. Although I think it's on Twitch's end because it's just throwing me errors.
Sure. That's what the Hitler said.
All right, guys. Head on over to Mocha's channel manually if you guys don't mind, since apparently it's just not letting me raid. She's worth it, I promise. She's really cool.
She is. It's very good.
She's also
Very
painting with the holiday paint set. So if you want to see someone expertly
Actually
do
know
this,
how to do what they're doing. Know what they're doing. Yes.
absolutely, go check out Mocha,
Yeah.
guys.
All right.
Well,
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you guys later.
Take care.